Imagine a friend who shows up for you every single time, no matter the hour, no matter the situation, no matter how messy things are. That's Jesus. When you're at your lowest and he doesn't pull away, when you're hurting, he doesn't say, figure it out. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. Jesus, who lifted Peter out of the water, is the same Jesus who lifts you out of anxiety. Jesus, who forgave the thief on the cross, is the same Jesus who forgives you when you fall. You can trust him because his character doesn't shift with circumstances. Welcome to my Brother's Code podcast. I'm Edwin, and with my brother Joe, we love sharing devotionals and message of God as it is written in the Bible. Today, I want to talk about something that sits in the center of every believer's walk, trusting Jesus. Not just believing he exists, not just knowing the stories, but trusting him with your life, your future, your family, your fears, your failures, your hopes, your heart. And I want to show you why you should trust him, not through bullet points, but through real life examples, moments where his character shows up in ways no one else can match. Ready to dive in? Think about the most reliable person you know. Maybe it's a parent, a spouse, a mentor, or a friend. Even the best people have off days. They get tired, they get frustrated, they make mistakes. But Jesus doesn't. Imagine a friend who shows up for you every single time, no matter the hour, no matter the situation, no matter how messy things are. That's Jesus. When you're at your lowest and he doesn't pull away, when you're confused, he doesn't get impatient. When you're hurting, he doesn't say, figure it out. Hebrews 13 verse 8 says, he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. That means that Jesus, who lifted Peter out of the water, is the same Jesus who lifts you out of anxiety. The Jesus who healed the woman with the issues of blood is the same Jesus who touches your broken places. The Jesus who forgave the thief on the cross is the same Jesus who forgives you when you fall. You can trust him because his character doesn't shift with circumstances. Have you ever tried to explain your feelings to someone who just didn't get it? You're pouring your heart out and they're nodding politely, but you can tell they don't understand the weight of what you're carrying. Well, Jesus does. Picture sitting across from someone who knows your entire story, every chapter, every detail, every wound, every victory, and still loves you fully. That's Jesus. He knows the thoughts you don't say out loud. He knows the fears you hide behind a smile. He knows the pressure you carry that nobody else sees. And Psalms 139 says, he knows when you sit and when you rise. He knows every word before it is spoken. He knows the number of your days. You can trust Jesus because he understands you better than you understand yourself. So let's be honest. People fail us. A friend's promise to be there, but life gets in the way. A leader says they'll guide you, but they fall short. A family member says they'll support you, but they're dealing with their own battles. Even we fail ourselves. We set goals we don't keep. We make promises we break. We try to change and slip back into old patterns, but Jesus never fails. Think of the disciples in the storm. They panicked. They thought they were going to die, but Jesus stood up and spoke to the wind like it was a child acting out. Everything calmed down. That's who he is. When he says he'll be with you, he means it. When he says he'll carry you, he means it. When he says he'll restore you, he means it. You can trust Jesus because he's never failed anyone who put their hopes in him. Love is easy to say, but harder to show. Jesus didn't say he loved you. He proved it in the most extreme possible way. Imagine someone stepping in front of a bullet for you, someone taking the punishment you deserved, someone choosing your life over their own. That's what Jesus did. He left heaven's perfection to walk among broken humanity. He carried your sins, not his, to the cross. He died your death so you could live his life. In Romans 5, verse 8, he died for us while we were still sinners, when we were cleaned up, not when we were holy, not when we were. You can trust Jesus because he already gave everything for you. We live in a world full of half-truths and manipulations and deceptions. People say what benefits them, they twist things, they hide things, they exaggerate. Jesus doesn't. Imagine having someone in your life who never lies to you, ever. Someone who tells you the truth even when it's hard, but always with love. Someone whose words you can build your life on. That's Jesus. When he says he gives you peace, he will. When he says he'll forgive you, he does. When he says he'll guide you, he leads faithfully. You can trust Jesus because his truth sets you free. Think about how much anxiety comes from not knowing what's ahead. Will this job work out? Will this relationship last? Will my family be okay? Will I make the right decisions? Will I recover from this setback? We worry because we cannot see tomorrow, but Jesus can. Imagine walking through a dark forest with someone who has night vision goggles. You're stumbling, but they see everything clearly. They know where the path is, where the danger is, where the exit is. That's Jesus. And Jeremiah 29, verse 11 says, he knows the plan he has for you, plans to prosper you, not harm you. You can trust Jesus because he sees what you can't. Loneliness is one of the deepest pains a person can feel, but Jesus promises he will never leave you or forsake you. Imagine going through the hardest season of your life, grief, depression, betrayal, financial struggles, and having someone sit beside you every single day, refusing to leave. That's Jesus. He doesn't walk away when you fail. He doesn't disappear when you doubt. He doesn't abandon you when you are hurting. You can trust Jesus because his presence is permanent. If you ever seen someone truly changed by Jesus, you know what I mean. I've seen people break addictions that held them for years. I've seen marriages restored that looked hopeless. I've seen people healed from trauma that stole decades of their life. I've seen people find purpose for feeling lost for so long. Jesus doesn't just improve your life, he transforms it. Imagine a surgeon who doesn't just treat symptoms, but heals the rooted issue. That's it, Jesus. He goes deeper than anyone else can. You can trust him because he has the power to change you from the inside out. So why should you trust Jesus? Because he's good, because he's faithful, because he's loving, because he's truthful, because he's powerful, because he's present, because he's unchanging, because he's God. But more than that, because he wants a relationship with you. If you've been carrying fear, trust him. If you've been carrying guilt, trust him. If you've been carrying shame, trust him. If you've been carrying confusion, trust him. And if you've been carrying pain, trust him. Your life will never be the same when you place it all in his hands. Brothers and sisters, I hope this touched you as it touched me. I believe in Jesus, and I hope you do too. Until next week, from our Brothers Code podcast.